YouTube, what is going on, guys? AA Ron here. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day wherever you guys are in the world. And guys, we've got a fun one for you here in today's video. And in today's video, we are reviewing the HMS Hector, the newest campaign to come to World of Warships Legends here. And let's just remove my giant ugly head and get a beautiful little cinematic view of this ship. A little tanky or a little, blunted on the front end there, but a beautiful looking ship coming over from the British there to the Commonwealth. We've got the quad turrets here in the front, and honestly, this thing could be legendary tier. I really, really like this ship. Now, of course, she has her balancing factors. The reload is a touch slower than the typical, and this is, think of like a tier 8 Mino, but with the Commonwealth, and of course, the Harald B. Farncombe commander here, to give you a little bit of assistance towards that HE. And that's right, this ship does have access to HE. Well, let's go ahead and review all of that good stuff here in our first look video. So the first of all, the upgrades, aiming system, steering because you don't have access to propulsion, and then the concealment in mod 3 here, and then I went with reload. There could be an argument for a few different things in this slot. The reload is average for a light cruiser, but with this reload mod, and then we are running Makawa on our inspirations, you get access to a 5-second reload. With these guns, the penetration, the HE, I think it's a good mixed bag here, not speccing fully into reload, with refill station, and then, doubling on other reload, or fully into range. One thing I will say about this boat, you don't need range. The travel time of these shells, anything over 16, you're wasting your time, in my opinion. Now, some people are going to farm at that range. Backing up battleships are going to suffer, of course, and I know that this campaign probably won't be the most popular for a majority of the player base, but I like this ship. It's good, it's fun, it's a little bit different than kind of the standard, you look at the last, double campaign, and it's like, I don't think anyone was like overly excited, but I don't know, I'm excited for this one. I'm having a lot of fun playing it, and we've got a pretty good little replay here. Loadout, as we mentioned, HE shells, 5.5 second reload, 13% fire chance. Now that is with double fire chance. We'll show the build here in just a moment. AP shells have a decent little, of course, reload and then penetration value there. Torpedoes are pretty good. 4 by, what are we looking? 4 by 4 here, so 2 racks of 4 on each side. 12 kilometer range, 62 knot speed, 15,000 damage. And of course, because it's British, porting over to the Commonwealth, you do have access to the single fire torpedo. Finishing the loadout, though, you do have a repair party, which I don't think it's like a Mino or full British heal, but it's a decent heal, as you guys can see here. Access to sonar, and 4 with refill or fully packed, of course, 4 crawling smoke generators, which I really think is actually a little bit more useful than the British smoke, because you can set it and then go 1/4 speed. Make sure you don't go too fast. We've done that a few times. And go outside of your smoke, and then move positions, because you guys have seen us. We've blind fired Minos in their smoke plenty of times, but yeah, this ship is a lot of fun. 34,000 health is a touch low. That's one of those balancing factors. Low torpedo reduction. I just noticed fire resistance. That's actually a cool little new spec stat that we can view here. Main battery is slightly increased there, as opposed to, so we didn't really increase the main battery range much. I think this is literally just a triple booster flag. Reload down from 6.7 base is actually not even that terrible. So if you want to kind of just go with torpedo reload mod, or again, I don't know what else you're choosing in that slot. Range you don't need, so that's why we went with reload. 2.05 grouping or sigma there, which is really good. Dispersion is of course pretty decent. It's a cruiser. HE max damage, your velocity is really low comparatively, so those shells are going to arc, which is why you don't want range. It's going to take a long time to get the target. You're just going to be wasting time shooting at things 16, 17 kilometers away. Armor pen, I feel like it's decent, 22 mil, although, HE armor pen, rather. However, you're not really going to be penning much beyond superstructure, destroyers, light cruisers, and, other parts of the ship that are obviously not armored that well. So, do keep that in mind, which is why we went fire chance, because you set a fire, you load some AP. Anyway, AP is pretty good. We shoot primarily HE in a lot of our games, just because it does have access to the HE and fire chance. When you get that fire, you make people panic. But that's kind of the strategy that we employ, or at least I'd recommend people employ, is set a fire. If they put that out right away, you catch them on a double fire or whatever. If they don't, switch to AP, break that superstructure, use your crawling smoke to get on a flank. But here are all those statistics there. I love this new spec screen. Torpedoes, we just talked about them, do have access to the single fire. The AA, I heard, was a little bit better. Apparently, this was like an AA cruiser. Does it have this in the overview? So Southampton class, as a result of the Fiji class developed. Yeah, so she's basically designed as an AA cruiser towards the end of the war there, 1945. And yeah, that's what it was. But these stats are not that great. However, you've got the smoke, and you're not the easiest to hit, so you should do okay against carriers. Maneuverability is average. Your acceleration is utter dog shit. The British and the Commonwealth, I don't know what. I think in real life they were steam-powered ships, so that's why they're in the game. But you don't have great acceleration, so make sure if you're planning on using your smoke, you're stopping well before you pop it, because the crawling smoke only will crawl at 1/4 speed or slightly. It's a touch faster than that, so you can't go anything faster than 1/4 speed, or else you will crawl your way out of it, as you guys know with the Vampire and other ships that have this feature. Concealment is pretty good. 9 kilometers base there. So, yeah, with, of course, this with a flag, camo, concealment module, and I believe Makawa as an inspiration. So, is that... Yeah, detectability. And then, of course, when you fire... That's why this is worse. Our range now is 15.7, so of course you will be detected at 15.7 when you fire. And then here are all the other ones. Firing main guns and smoke is 3.6, which is absolutely insane, but I believe that's partly due to Farm Cone's trait. Yeah, so, and speaking of the commander, here is what we were running. Burn it down. You could run Shell from the Ghost, but I just went with extra fire chance. Punch through, of course, for the AP. And On Alert is actually super helpful. This commander is the reason that the Brisbane and, of course, the Hector here are going to be as good as they are. It gives you an indicator, but it's not directly like Ingenious or some of the other ones that let you know how many ships are targeting. All it does is turn from yellow to red when a ship has fired at you. It's target locked on you and fired at you. Now, that being said, it doesn't tell you where, when, or why. All it basically is a gun. Somebody's pulled the trigger on your location. So we use that a few times throughout the game that I'm going to show you to turn away or into shells. So, for example, because of the armor profile of the ship, we'll show you guys in just a second. You want, if you're sailing broadside and you know somebody shoots, you want to turn in or away. Typically, in it depends on the situation, but we've done a few videos on that. Fully packed here to finish this off, Makawa, and we did have Mimbelli. This is just what we were running. I'm sure you could choose better inspirations for that. What are my specs? Yeah, 5 games. Damage is kind of low. Accuracy is low there. Of course, you're just spitting out shells, but got a little bit trolled on the XP, but still here at 5 games is fantastic. Damage is definitely low, but the games have been washes, as you can see, 5-0 with pretty low XP there. Armor, and this is, of course, is where the balancing factors come in, that and the a little bit of the reload and the HP. With only 34,000 health, 2 Citadels, and you're toast. A well above the waterline Citadel, not quite Mino level. However, you will be getting absolutely obliterated if you find yourself not angling correctly. Now, your belt can bounce. If you angle the Citadel belt, you can bounce Yamato shells if angled correctly. However, you need to be at basically this angle right here, and of course they can easily punch through the bow. What is it, 16mm bow? Pretty much everything, heavy cruiser and above can punch through this bow, or super cruiser and above can punch right through your bow, have access to your Citadel. The casemate is super thin as well, so you will be getting absolutely chunked. Basically, you don't want to be getting shot at in the ship, the same as the Mino. High risk, high reward. So that is obviously the playstyle of this ship. If you can play the Mino or the British light cruisers, or the Brisbane, then you can play this ship. Guns aplenty, a reloader, and rapid reload. The torpedo reload, I think, was 90 seconds, so it's just not really rapid reload. 96 seconds. It's kind of... I mean, that's not super short, but that's not... it's not super long, but it's not... It's a minute and a half. It's kind of slightly above average, all things considered. But yeah, that is the Hector there. That is the campaign. Like I said, I really enjoy this ship. I highly recommend this one. If you play this game any amount of time, you know that the campaigns are always going to be worth it. So that is your little introduction, and we'll get right to the game. I love you guys. I'll see you at the end. Hey, run out. Peace. With your linebackers and your secondary, bro, you guys are going to be the Packers, the Bills, and the Ravens are the teams to beat. Also, Pittsburgh doesn't look bad. Okay, Flame. Okay, you piece of shit. All right, dude, settle down. Ah, dude, Flame's on his period again. Aaron, come play with us. Come play with us. I'm just kidding. I love Flame. I got a video, Flame, so I'll not in the Hector, but. Okay, so that div is there, so our Akizuki is somewhat safe. I don't know what... Oh, we're gonna about face. This is a risky turn.
Generator activated. All stations, concentrate fire on that target.
This guy's about to have a really bad day.
All stations, reporting the position of a strategic target. Torpedoes to port. Position of a strategic target. Torpedoes to port.
We destroyed their destroyer. Off to a cracking start. Team has taken the lead.
I need to make sure this destroyer didn't come this way. Shit, he did. He didn't. I think this guy quit. Look at this. This Akizuki knows how to play, bro. Yeah, this guy doesn't have fight fire with fire. Ouch, town population, you, bro. Ouch.
We sank their battleship.
perk is so fucking helpful, dude. Where's the other? One of their battleships has yet to be detected. Hi, Jim. Senna! Oh, shit.
Smoke generator activated.
And then there was two. Don't. I just gave that guy the easiest. The easiest perma flood of his life. Give me a fire. Thank you. Good.
Smoke screen set.
We sank their battleship.
Dude, I'm giving these guys like perfect torps, man. Okay, we got the permanent.
All stations, protect that
I
target.
can't help. Damn, dude. Hey, Meadow, what's up, man? Man, I think you'd really like this ship. You'd love the Spanish just because they're different. We'll give him something to shoot at.
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
I didn't know. I did not know.
Main turret critically damaged. Problem solved.
Saved by the Bell. Tweak. What's up, Tweak? Not a bad game. We literally just missed out on the Kraken by 1. Only 25.90 for that performance there, lads. I'm a little I'm a wee bit disappointed. A wee bit.